like Ali said, and we're taught to believe, and you have to earn money. You have to always be thinking about the future, about the future. I'm like, yeah, sure, thinking about the future works to an extent, but the cost of thinking about the future is anxiety. That's the price you pay.
4, 3, 2, 1. Look at this episode 280 of A to the Show. Traveling around the world. We got a guy in Canada, a guy in Saudi, a guy in New York, Lebanon, LA, and Kuwait. This is crazy, actually.
Haejl, Mr. Worldwide.
Yeah. Mr. Worldwide. Mr. Worldwide.
305.
Mr. 305. Dale. Anyways, we're talking about money.
Speaking of dollar, yeah.
Pretty much something we all deal with, right? Everyone around the world has to deal with money at some point.
Yeah.
Everyone has a different relationship with money, and I feel like we don't talk about money in school.
Some people have a lot of money, some people don't.
They don't teach us about financial education in school. You're supposed to learn how to take care of your money and know what to do with your money, but instead they're just like, yeah, good luck. Learn whatever, memorize something. That's better for you to know. So
I definitely wish I learned that, man. Honestly, I made like 50 grand in the last 2 years, and fucking, I have $40 in my bank account. Yeah.
Nice. Sharif, nice. Sorry, we're laughing at your pain.
No, it's okay. I know my faults.
What did you wish you knew before you're making all that money?
I wish I knew about COVID. Honestly, that's impossible. But like, yeah,
other than
my
COVID.
hours, yeah. Just the importance of saving money, man. Even for like ambiguous things, like even if you don't know what the hell you're gonna do later, just you're probably gonna need money for it. So yeah.
Interesting. So are we all on the boat of we always have to have a little financial reserve? We're all on the boat.
I think so. No matter what, yeah.
Right? Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it was like basically survival mode. That's it. It's like this.
My dad used to say القرش الأبيض بينفعك في اليوم الأسود.
Which is translate that real quick.
The white penny. No, wait, what? Okay. No. Wait, that's actually weird to translate.
Save your money for the good days.
Yeah, save your money for the good days. That's the metaphorical.
Yeah, basically for the rainy days. That's what the English.
The light of a penny will help you in your darkest hours. I think is the closest translation I can get to. Right? Which is basically.
But what is this holistic description of a penny? It's like, like the light of the penny is like Jay the.
It's like a religion of
it.
Lights and shit, right? With like a 13-year-old boy choir like singing. That's not the topic. The topic is how the fuck did money even become a thing?
How did money become a thing?
Yeah, like human beings never depended on money per se. They depended on trading or precious metals, right? Trading precious metals for objects. Now all of a sudden, like this paper has value. So how does anyone know?
Well, it has no value. Sorry, it's just paper. I don't have a dollar bill on me, but it's literally just a dollar. All right. We used to trade gold, and then they gave you this slip. They're like, by the way, this slip is equal 1 gold, by the way. And then they started using it. And by the way, and that's why we adopted kind of right now, right? But then that stopped being.
It's kind of it's basically an IOU note.
IOU, pretty much.
So
what's an IOU, if you don't mind me asking?
IOU.
Oh, IOU.
Yes.
I saw an abbreviation. Okay.
Yeah, I thought the same thing.
Which is also the abbreviation of IOU, right? I, letter O, and letter U, which is IOU something, right? So I think the way it happened was this guy was too broke to afford shit, so he wrote it on a paper like, hey, I owe you, right? So next time he gets gold, he just gives it in and he'll give him gold. But banking systems started to take care of the whole situation of storage, money, units, dealing with this IOU, and they turned it into currency, right? That's so now you have dollars, Kuwait dinar, Lebanese pounds. Help me out.
Bitcoin.
Here. Saudi
who
riyals.
issued the first currency then?
What?
Who issued the first currency?
It was definitely an Arab.
The dollar. I think the dollar was the first one.
Let me search that actually. What?
Yeah, I was gonna say like
the dollar.
Might as well just search.
Everything's based off. Yeah, we can search it. But I think everything's based off. I mean, the Lebanese currency is tied to the dollar, isn't it?
Yeah,
no, I'm saying as like
I
the
think
first
first one wasn't the dollar. Bro. I think it was way before that.
Yeah, like there was currency
way
before the dollar.
Benjamin Franklin was the first face on a
The Mesopotamian shekel.
Benjamin
Yes.
Franklin is the first for everything.
The shekel, huh?
Yep.
shekel?
That's basically it. The Mesopotamian shekel. The first known
I
form
said-
of
I
currency
said
emerged
Mesopotamia.
nearly
أيوة يا كبير.
5,000 years ago. The earliest known mint dates 650 to 600 BC in Asia Minor, where elites of Lydia and Ionia used stamped silver and gold coins to pay armies, basically. So gold coins,
the-
right? It was
But what
still
was that
gold.
war
The Iraqis
scream,
did it.
Let me
Why
search
the
what
war
was the
scream,
first
man?
paper currency. Today was created in China during the Song Dynasty in 960 to 1279. So China,
Oh, wow.
first paper
China.
currency, right?
Yeah.
So
Sounds right.
But
basically,
Interesting.
it's not the one they still use today, right? So it's not like the oldest currency.
no, it's not. I'm pretty sure it's not, because everything had to be standardized and
Right.
recalibrated to fit, the world economy
Mhm.
in some way or another, right? So currency started to be based off of gold at the start, and then they changed it to natural resources. Who wants to know why?
Because everyone loves oil, dude. Everyone loves oil, man.
No,
That's
because
part of
not
it.
everyone has gold.
Not everyone has gold.
Because gold is a very finite material, right? Whereas
makes
at the
it
time,
Worth something.
yeah, but at the time,
Also oil.
yeah,
Yeah.
but also oil. But at the time, they thought that oil was, wow, it was so
Infinite.
much, and it's like never ending. Lo and behold, it's gonna end pretty soon, right? And they were like, hey, let's change it to natural resources. What can your country provide for the world? And we'll value your currency based on that. Don't take whatever I say quote for quote, because I'm
Yes,
not
this
even
is
sure
also
myself.
not financial advice.
right?
We're making.
I'm not giving you any financial advice.
Ali, I don't think
We have-
that's true.
We
I don't
don't.
think that's true.
Ah,
don't
that's
think
what I
we
assumed,
change-
to be honest.
No, we don't. We don't change the currency based on whatever is trading. Whatever is the top thing to trade.
Yeah, I don't think it's based off of your exports, is it?
Yeah.
It's not
No.
exports. It's just natural resources per country.
No, it's more of like demand and supply, man. Like
Supply,
that's
yeah,
how the-
supply and demand.
yeah, the market. Basically, like the more demand for so for example, like virtual currency now for Bitcoin. So the supply is constantly being halved, like I don't know for a specific time limit, but the
Every
demand
3.5
is
years.
increasing. Yeah. So and the demand is constantly rising for it because it's something that has value for it because then the value is coming from the demand to it. So yeah.
Who wants
What
to
are you
read?
looking up, dude? Currency makes up just a small amount of the overall money supply, much of which exists as credit money or electronic entries in the financial ledgers. What? All right, it's backed entirely by social agreement. So it's fake, dude. It's not real. Social agreement? We don't agree on anything, dude. What do we agree on, dude?
Based
Yeah,
No.
faith in the issuer. So like for now in the Lebanese pound, there's no faith in it. So
Yeah, faith.
No one
All
takes
right,
it.
so there's money isn't real then.
Yeah, the faith.
No,
basically
money
is
isn't
the-
real. If you
No, no,
decide,
the faith-
oh,
Saeed.
The faith in it is the demand for it. I'm assuming that's what.
Yeah, but it's
How
also
would it
the
be?
supply. The Lebanese government is pumping out so much new Lebanese lira, like in crazy amounts. That's why it's
That's
reaching.
cool, man.
Yeah, because
And-
if the
and
supply
there's not-
increases, the demand decreases because there's a
Exactly.
lot of it
Yeah.
around. So
And
there's
the
no faith
value
in the
decreases
Lebanese pound.
too, no? The value decreases the more you have of it.
right.
Very
Pretty
true.
much.
Very true.
You know that
Same
they
thing-
did the same
same thing-
in America, Abbas. They
Yeah, I
printed
was
so
just
much
about
money.
to say.
Yeah.
I'm saying though, there's gonna be not right now. We're not gonna feel it right now, but in a year and a half, 2 years, we're gonna
Yeah.
feel some hyperinflation. Not hyper, but like
That's
some
crazy.
inflation.
I think this
Because,
happened in the recession, man.
Well, the
Doesn't it?
stimulus checks and all this, they're
stimulus
printing
check.
out so much money.
Do you know
and it's like
40% of the money in circulation in the United States was printed in the last 12 months.
exactly, bro.
So
That's
this-
crazy.
Money printer, yalla! Money for you. Stimulus checks for you. $1,200 now, but in like 2 years, each dollar is getting less and less valuable as time passes by. It really is crazy. It's not just the lira; it's also the dollar and other currencies.
Yeah,
are the same.
my uncle.
بايدن
though,
رياض
was-
سلام لامريكا يعني.
Maybe, I don't know.
I know, dude.
All right, let's do this real quick. You guys, what do you guys think is the worst? No Googling. What do you think is the worst currency in the world?
Zimbabwe,
Venezuela.
dog.
Venezuela.
Venezuela,
Venezuelan.
Zimbabwe.
I think they trade like $1 trillion,
Amir?
dude. And...
Zimbabwe.
No,
Venezuela.
It's because I saw a meme once that's like, hey, I want to
You know
buy,
why?
I want
You
to
know
buy
why?
3 eggs. $3 billion. Okay.
Loving your fact checking based off
Amir,
of
I'm
meme.
just,
It's my best guess,
No.
man. It's my best.
we
Me-
didn't
me
hear
and
Amir's
Sami know.
answer, you guys. Let's hear what Amir has
Yeah.
to. Amir, what do you think is the worst currency in the world?
I don't know. I have no idea, actually.
All right, thank you
Pull
for
it up,
playing
because-
along, Amir. Here we go.
oh my god!
Apparently, Iranian riyals.
Wait,
One
what?
USD is worth
What?
42K.
Oh, wow.
Whoa.
I don't think.
Is this current as of August 2020? What?
Oof, man. Zimbabwe is moving up in the world.
No, but I'm pretty sure it was like Venezuelan. And then
Can we stop
Zimbabwe.
shitting on
It's called a
Zimbabwe,
Viet-
please?
It's called the Vietnamese dong.
Hey guys, let's stop shitting on different countries. This isn't funny. It's a little funny.
Wow.
It's on the hard path.
I mean, it's understandable for the Iranian real because of all the U.S. sanctions and stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe.
So why is it that the US gets to control which country's currency
Exactly.
is good? Now, I'm not
Thanks, Ali,
complaining,
for understanding it.
right?
No, dude, I'm complaining, dude. It's not the fault of the people.
I'm
dude.
not,
Like,
because our currency is, it's pretty up there.
your currency is kind of cute, dude. But all the other, dude,
Our currency is
imagine,
what?
dude, imagine you're sanctioning Iran, dude. There are regular people in Iran, dude. There are regular people around.
Yeah,
the
so
world.
why is it that they control
Punishing the
whose
government?
currency?
By making the people suffer? What is this kind of crude?
So I don't know anything about economics, obviously. But I think my best guess is because a lot of countries trade with the USA, if they're dependent on the dollar. I think, I don't know.
It is
Is
the
that true?
international currency, the US dollar.
Yeah.
Yeah, the more you sanction your trade against other countries, the more your currency loses its value. Right
So-
now, like Lebanon doesn't trade with anyone, for example. If no one wants the lira, and no one has any reason to buy the lira, no one wants it.
So it's not nothing.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. But
Right? Everyone trades
Whereas
with
we are
the
number one
US. So
because we are, right? And I don't know. No, you know what? It's funny. Especially if you look in our parts of the world, like the best currencies in the world is in our neighborhood. But also the worst currencies in the world is also in our neighborhood, right? Which is weird. It's like, how come? What is going on here? Aren't we like
Yeah, but
literally
question,
door to
Ali,
door
what
neighbors?
happens? What happens when you run out of oil?
I mean,
we'll figure it out later.
we'll figure it out. Yeah.
No, like for Iran, masalan, they don't trade with. They're also like pretty stiff with their trading. They don't import anything. They have a lot of like strict import rules.
I think the Vietnamese dong is more stiff.
Okay, listen. One more comment about Zimbabwe, Vietnam, Cameroon, wherever, right? We end this because we don't want to shit on
Yes.
any country. No offense to you
Yes,
guys.
for
We're sorry.
international love. Yeah, exactly.
No,
Love
No,
all the
we're
world.
not. We're not shitting technically because we are
It's
in that.
jokes, man.
You're shitting on the Vietnamese dong. Like, what do you mean you're not shitting on?
shitting on,
You
shitting
guys
on
stop.
ourselves.
Hey,
No,
stop
I'm
it.
not shitting on any Vietnamese dog. Trust me,
guys-
dude. Oh my god, dude.
Stop that shit. You guys.
We're
this is
shitting
not
on
working.
ourselves, man.
Two
We're-
currencies, one wallet. Like the title of this episode.
Admit you're on a roll today, aren't you? Right. Okay. So, no point in asking which currency is the best currency in the world. We can move past these games
I wonder
now.
why it is. Yeah, I'll tell you. No, wait. Ask it. Ask me the question.
Which currency is the strongest currency in the world, boys?
Bitcoin.
US.
The US dollar, no?
No, Bitcoin, dude. By far. Dude.
Bitcoin, yeah.
Yeah, the value of each currency is probably
Okay,
higher
paper
than
currency.
that.
Yeah, but
real
Bitcoin-
currency, not
No,
virtual.
but Bitcoin is
Not including
real
virtual
right now,
currencies.
Your paper currency? Your cute little paper currency? Kuwait, dude. Oh wow.
So wait,
Yeah, but
wow.
Ali, let's say it's the highest value.
Hold up,
currency
I'm
right
about to destroy your
if you
friend
go-
over here. Just give me a
No,
second,
wait.
Saeed.
Go to if you go
How
to another
much?
country.
Wait,
If you
how
leave
much?
the US, how useful is it? How much
What?
can you use it? Can you buy something with it? Can you
What?
actually use it?
Kuwaiti
no,
dinar?
what's it called? The Bitcoin.
Oh, Bitcoin, first of all, it's better around the world than it is in America, actually. Kuwaiti dinar, if it's not worth anything, if I'm in America. Just saying.
Yeah, but there's like a Western Union or a fucking, everywhere. So
Oh,
you go in
to the
with a
Western Union. Oh, you go in, nice. That's key. You go to the bank, you tell them, hey, can you trade this one for this one?
Yeah, you know what happens? I give them one, they give me back 3. Whereas you give them 3, they give you back 1. Right.
You give them 1 Bitcoin, they give you $50,000.
Yeah, which is like what? That's like hold on. Okay, so Marad you're gonna go back and get paper currency, right? So 50,000 USD to KWD. Talk shit.
It's actually 60,000. But yeah.
ولا تزعل ولا تزعل. يلا.
18K. But Ali, if you take
I have a question, Ali.
Keep bitching about Bitcoin. You still trade it for US dollars, which is paper currency, which is worth shit compared to Kuwaiti dinars, which is
also
paper currency.
Can you actually trade Bitcoin in the Western Union, man?
No,
you can't. That's the thing.
I'm talking about the
dollars. You can do. In Western Union, you can, and you can also buy stuff online with it.
Wait, so if I go to Western Union here around the block, I tell them, please, I want to trade in my Bitcoin. They're going to give me dollars?
بيعطيك بالليرة. ما عندنا دولار.
Bro, imagine 1 Bitcoin, how many liras, man? It's like 3 trillion liras.
This is what I'm trying to say. Like, Bitcoin isn't approved of around the world, while like actual hard currencies like the dinar and the dollar, you can use them around the world.
You can.
Wait, what? You can just use it wherever you go, dude. You just
where's wherever you go? I can't use Bitcoin here in Lebanon, but I can use the dollar or the Kuwaiti dinar.
Ali, try coming to Kuwait and paying with Bitcoin. See what they do to you.
Oh my god. I don't mean you're not supposed to buy stuff with it. It's a currency, dude. It's not literally.
What do you do with the currency then?
Ali, imagine giving so much value to a bunch of zeros and ones on a monitor. Imagine. Whoa.
What are we doing right now?
Bitcoin's the future.
It is.
It is the future, but I'm saying
it's giving value to paper, dude. To a piece of paper, dude.
It is the
future. To a little piece of paper. That's worth nothing.
But we shouldn't.
You're used to like toilet paper. That's what you're gonna use it for in the next couple of years because it's valueless, dude.
Yeah.
Every minute you weigh the dollars going down.
Your university certificate is made of paper, man.
Basically, so you can go flush that down the toilet too.
So you give the meaning to it,
dumbass thinking and logic around this whole situation. Go ahead and do that right now.
I don't have it. I actually tossed my university certificate.
I flushed it already.
I don't have it. I don't have the
I still have. I don't have either.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I don't have it either, but that's because I'm not done.
I'm in med school.
Yeah, I mean we're not getting it anytime soon, so
we don't care about paper, dude. We're the new generation, dude. We know that this stuff is kind of out there.
I like the old generation a lot. I'd rather associate myself.
Do you pay in cash when you go to a restaurant, or do you pay with like a Visa card?
Do you know where I live outside of Kuwait? They don't have ATMs except for one place where I live.
Oh, that's true.
And I have to
the
pay
lines
cash
on that
every
place
day.
must be long as fuck, man. Fucking one ATM in the whole region.
Dude, the line on the 20th of the month, because that's when the salaries come out, is relentless. So I always try to save.
Red line, man.
Dude, I try to save money to I go broke 4 days past when my salary is down, so that I don't have to suffer the consequence of waiting in line with a bunch of people I don't like, right? So that's what I do.
All right. What about the rest of you guys? I know in Jordan's still archaic. I'm sorry.
Not Jordan, just my city. Like
right,
Amman
your
is
city
fine.
of Idlib, the city of
dox me, baby. Yeah, please do that shit. Yeah, dox me. Yeah, dox me. Yeah, do it.
Isn't it your Instagram profile, dude? What are you talking about?
Yeah, that's also
friends, dude.
true.
What are you talking?
Oops.
What about the rest of you guys? When you're buying things, you guys use credit card or use cash? What do you use? I'm curious.
I used to use cash, but now I'm starting to do Visa. My debit
I use my cards for everything.
I would prefer to use a credit card, but I use cash.
I mean, I use arms and legs.
I never used debit or credit. But then when I came to the US, I started switching over.
What about you, Sharif? Yeah.
In Canada, bro, there's this thing called tap to pay. I don't know if you have it in other countries. You probably do. It's called
tap to pay. See, and that's it, dude.
Yeah,
bro, tap to pay. We have it here in Lebanon, by the way.
Oh, okay, yeah. I don't know. Yeah,
yeah, but you only probably have it in like Starbucks, and that's about it.
Yeah, here it's everywhere, man. Yeah, you don't see cash ever, man. Here it's like cash is like someone taking out like I don't know.
Because For me personally, if I want to save money, it's much easier if I like deal with it in terms of cash.
In cash, that's so true. They did research about it. If you give a person a Visa credit card and you tell them to go on a shopping spree, they report feeling less guilt than if they spent the actual like shopping spree money with cash, because they see it visually like I'm busy masal.
Like this is like, here is value, right? Whereas if it's just a little card and there's some number inside this card, right? There's no really.
My dad used
The
to
heart attack
hate
comes
when-
later.
My dad used to hate when somebody comes in with like he pays credit. He's like, so this is nothing. It's nothing. But Dad, it's still like $100 in credit is $100 in cash. No, the cash is the better. Cash.
If I can't feel it in my hands.
You can.
The shimma, man, but the shimma.
Now he got used to it.
Anyways,
Bro, there's many ways to pay too, man. People like some customers, they're like teet with their fucking watch. Like I put the debit machine expecting to take out the wallet, the card, the wallet, everything. It's like teet, iWatch, teet,
Yeah,
phone.
it's cool. Yeah.
A woman from London actually removed the chip from her credit card and put it in her nail. And she comes sometimes, teet, it's in her middle finger nail here. She just like went like teet. It's not that hard. She just not under the nail. It's like over the nail. It's
That's
like,
wild.
You just like tap.
yeah.
The most people in a restaurant use like cards over cash.
Yeah, cards. My overwhelming majority, like 95% paying. Yeah.
dude, they're now starting to do this thing where they put a little chip inside your skin in this part of your hand, where you just go and you just put your hand and you pay.
You can just use your phone and why?
Yeah, exactly.
It's just so you don't have to take out your phone or wallet. You just go like.
Bro, there's the thing for the watches now. Just buy an Apple Watch instead of.
Come in, I'm like the watch, as well.
So you have to spend money to spend more money.
Yeah.
Does it make sense to you guys how this world is working with money and shit?
Yeah.
Why can't we just go back to trading shit? Like, hey, I'll trade your
I have
food
4 eggs.
for.
I mean,
What?
you can
Ball,
technically
ball,
trade.
ball.
You just have to have something worth trading. If you come to
What's-
me and you're like, bro, I have gold. I'll give you want rice, bro? Adi, I'd be down to make that deal.
Bro, how much rice would you have to give for a bar of gold, man?
I don't know, bro. He wants to trade.
I'll take it.
I
Yeah,
think-
exactly.
I think this is the reason why everybody started the gold thing. Because like somebody came, I'll give you 5,000 chicken eggs for like 1 piece of gold. Like that's not economical.
Bro, imagine trading sheep for watermelon. It's like I have 4 sheep. I need 4 watermelons. I will take 5 sheep for watermelons. No, he will be born later. Don't worry, I'll give you the 5th sheep later. No, it's like
Hashtag bad there, man.
كله credit based, man.
I feel attacked.
Credit على sheep.
I feel attacked with that saying of Sharif with the whole sheep shit, but I'm gonna let it slide.
Wait, you're not that archaic.
You're
Man.
in
Ali said you're
the
archaic. You're
desert
not that
with
archaic.
sheep.
we have sheep, we have goats and sheep in
Yep.
the desert. What do you mean?
You have
Sheep
sheep in the
herders.
desert.
I mean, they're
And
not
camels.
in the desert.
Goats I
out
would
in the wild
understand,
and free.
yeah, but not sheep. Really? Okay, I'm misinformed.
It's crazy. Also,
We have
part
to
of
get
money.
it. Like I'm not.
Money is so crazy. It's just strange how people trade. Like when you marry someone and you give people sheep and
There are
cattle.
parts of the world
That
that actually
now.
works.
We're going into that.
No, but it's like why?
You know, it's a Muslim
Why?
tradition to give gold, man. My mom still has like the gold. My dad
Camels are
gave.
worth like a good amount.
By the way, Sharif, it's not only in religion, it's before religion, like
Yeah,
a dowry payment. This has
Oh,
always
okay.
existed. So like basically when you wanna, for example, trading goats and stuff, like this was always something for Haejl, to when you want to get married, you know? It's like I don't know, man. It's like a type of slavery, in my opinion. To be honest,
a
like
same-
really just,
Strange.
It's a
Yeah.
safety net, bro. It's a safety net for the
what do you mean
The
by safety
father
net? I'm
of the
buying your
daughter.
daughter.
It's not buying.
No, it's also
First
like
of all,
it's
First of all,
it's
you
also
all
like a
have
bit,
this whole dowry payment issue mixed up. I'm gonna clear it all for you so you
Please
can
add it.
understand. This isn't buying or human trafficking, but disguised as dowry payment because the money goes to the woman. It doesn't go to the family of the girl. Just so
Yeah.
you know. That's why Sharif, you found the gold your dad gave to your mom because it didn't go to her dad. It went to her. It's her gift, right? So it's not like you're buying. Like the dad doesn't have a say in what his daughter's dowry is. The girl has a say in what her shit is, right? Which is
he's
also
paying
very
for
dangerous.
services.
Don't get me wrong. Guys in our parts of the world are struggling to get married because, you know, they can't afford a girl they like. Why? Because
What?
you want me.
Yeah, see, this is now another thing. Now he's
Yeah,
paying
no,
for the
it's
services.
true.
What the
That's
fuck?
listen. I'll tell you why. The theory is perfect. The practical is bullshit.
Yes, exactly. Exactly, dude.
In theory, it's supposed to be
No.
this way, but we are too retarded to do it this way, so we do it in a different way, which is close to
Isn't
this
that-
way, but it's abuse.
Isn't that like
Yeah, but
everything
that's
in this
because
world?
like the Gulf has that flex culture, man.
Yeah. Heavy flex culture, honestly.
Yeah, like you guys love to flex. So you want to flex, like, oh, yeah, my daughter, 4 camels.
Y'all are laughing. You know how much one camel costs? In
A
our
lot
part
of
the
money,
world?
dude.
It's a lot.
Yeah,
How
it's
much is a camel
expensive.
cost?
How much is a camel?
What is it like?
He doesn't even know, man. What?
I want to try.
Like
I want to
what,
make it.
It's like 100K in Saudi
Yeah,
riyals, I think.
100K. It's like a
Camel is
Bentley.
$100,000. Bentley, man.
Nah,
Yeah,
$200,000.
Okay, so
100K
camels
Saudi
go up
riyals.
to the starting price of a camel is like $55,000.
Yeah,
You're
lah.
laughing at one
So
camel.
more. It's
High
like
base.
Yeah, that's like
Base
that's like a butt like a fugly camel, right? Like that's $55K.
How is there a public camel?
Yeah, that is true. They can be like up to $1 million.
Yeah, they go up to
Not
He runs really
that.
fast.
Those are the pros, the athletic camels. You know, the LeBron James of
No.
camels.
Those are the like the beauty camels.
But no, they make them race.
Yeah, they do make them
put,
race.
Like,
Yeah, I
they
know,
put
no,
tiny
I know that.
robots. Have you seen them? They put like
Yeah.
tiny robots on top.
with the
They,
with the little
smack
like
robots.
whipping thing. Yeah, and it's really cool.
No,
It's,
I know that I know they're racing camels. I mean, sometimes they're even faster than horses.
Bro, I'm just imagining a camel salesman. He's like, this baby crosses the desert in 5 seconds. You know? Like,
You're laughing at it. but The thing is,
60 and
This baby will get you any woman you want. You know?
no, but people collect them, and like heritage breeding is huge in our parts of. So they take this camel because they like this and that attribute. They try to mix it with that camel who has this and that attribute
Yeah, it's
to
kinda
make
like
a
dogs.
baby camel
Right.
with all the collected attributes
selective
plus
breeding,
more.
man.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
it's like a
like-
breeding thing. That's why they're worth a lot.
I mean,
Right?
if I'm trying to like breed with a partner with women, I'm not gonna like. Why do I have to pay? Why do I have
Ali,
to
you're
pay?
human. Why are you
using a
comparing
camel?
yourself to a
Ali,
camel?
No,
Okay,
why
so-
do I need to pay her with
No,
a
wait,
camel?
wait.
Why does
Okay,
this
so
the whole
the
exchange?
philosophy
gift.
behind it is that when you
Was
well, just put simply, is that when you go into someone's house, or someone's home, okay, you're in on a level, you're taking her away from that home, okay, on a level, not entirely. And that's the idea is you want to give something and not just take, right? So that's it. It's just
I
to
thought-
make
I
it.
thought-
It's just
but
to
the
make it to
thing
give
is that
it
you would
and
give
take.
it-
It's supposed to be very small. أو حتى يعني مش supposed to be very small, but it doesn't need to be like a huge amount. It just needs to be something to show and look, you're willing to give just as much as you're willing to take. You're not
Yeah,
just
but
there to take.
I mean, the dowry thing is it stays with her. So what?
Why
does
are we
that mean?
talking about marriage?
Yeah,
and
but
marriage?
still.
yeah,
No,
yeah. Just
Yeah, so
like
it stays with
Hatta
her.
the
So
idea is-
are you
the
paying
idea is-
her to be with you? Yani? Well, like,
You're not
No.
paying her to be with you.
It's
you're,
a gift.
You're taking her from her family. You're taking her from all that she's doing, all that she was living, and specifically for Arabs because the daughter stays at her home most likely till she gets married, right? So in that case, you're coming and you're giving something to the woman, to this girl or to this lady, and then you're taking something in return. Because it's not just that, okay, I'm here to take you, khalas, bye.
Boys, we've hit a.
And there's
Taking-
another reason also. Another reason
Yeah.
is it makes it easier for her to ask you later for stuff. It also makes it easy for her to get the things that she needs as soon as she moves in with you without having to ask you or have to ask her family, right? It's a small like setup. Yani, when she first moves in with you, she's gonna need a bunch of stuff, right? Technically, you have this amount of money, you're gonna give it to her from the beginning. It's like, say less, don't ask. She'll go, she'll get what she needs, she'll sort herself out, and that way there's no awkwardness of, I just moved in with this guy, now I have to ask him for money. And you have to keep in mind, like, this is something that started before when
This is very
people didn't
archaic.
move in. Yeah, of
Does she
course.
not have a job? Can she not pay for a toothbrush?
لا ما هو
To move-
exactly this is with
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
the idea, it started before. I know people wanted to have a system so that things would be more natural. And you know that you must have heard this before, or you must have seen it in practice. The best way to get someone to ask you for something is to first ask them for something.
Right.
It's the same thing. And
but Amir, isn't this a bit outdated? I mean,
since we're in 2021,
it's an old idea,
Yeah.
but I think it still applies in the cases where they're not used to each other, they haven't lived together.
Arranged marriage, يعني قصدك?
Arranged marriage. In other cases, there's plenty of cases where it can work, But like, of course, if you're gonna compare it to a modern relationship with people, they've lived together, they've already gotten used to each other, they know each other very well, they don't have that awkwardness, so they can just ask each other for money if they need it. That's a completely different situation. Because in the end, bro, you're giving, like Ali said, it's a gift. Like, it's really not that deep to give.
It's not archaic, it's not barbaric, it's us. It's us Arabs. This is how we are.
No, dude,
this is how we're going to be.
Dude, what do you mean? It's not.
It's not only Arabs, by the way. Yes.
It's it then became part of religion, which became a part of and all Islamic nations, I guess. But regardless, we have hit a timestamp. I'm hungry as hell.
Dude, you're hungry, dude. You can leave, dude. You can.
Dude, no, it's 9:47. We started
this at 9:20. We've been here for 20 minutes, dude.
Oh.
Started late, guys. Yeah, no, we still have like 20 minutes more. Blah, blah,
of course, yes.
No, we were late with the guests. That's why.
Anyways, the whole point of the dowry thing was this. I was just wondering, why do we need to tie money into a lot of the things? We always teach kids you have to make money, you have to make money, you have to be a doctor, you have to be an engineer, you have to make money, or else you're a failure. But it's like, okay, I'm sure money's good, I mean, of course I don't know. You guys think money brings you happiness? Or not?
Money can't buy you happiness, but it can rent
generic question.
That's a great question. Classic question.
Nice. Holy shit.
It can rent happiness.
Money can't buy you happiness, but it can rent it. You know what I mean?
No, I think we discussed this when we were talking to what's his name, Rayan, when we were talking about happiness and pleasure. It was like money can buy you pleasure, so it's like a short-term thing, but it doesn't buy you happiness. It's not a long-term. So, and I agree with this point.
I mean, in terms of
why
happiness,
is it not long-term though? Like,
it gives you the final. Okay, so this is a lot of the our guests have been shining a light on these points. So, for example, John from the
Bulldog.
Yeah. So he said money buys you financial security, gives you financial security to say whatever you want. That is a good point. Money does give you, it opens doors for you, but in a sense, for me, in my opinion, it doesn't buy you happiness. It just gives you more freedom to do things. Which
I'll ask you guys, just what is happiness? Just plainly, if you can define it first. How do you say, how can something give you happiness? Something doesn't give you happiness. Well, first you have to know how you define it, right?
I mean, I define it as chemical hormones that make me feel less of shit.
So the chemical hormone that feels less of shit is actually the absence of the hormone that makes you feel shit. If you want to think of it that way.
I mean, true. That's
happiness is me not feeling stressed or shit.
Yeah,
that's
feeling in a good mood, positive and powerful, dude.
Yeah. Okay, you're right. The way I see it is that
before you give the answer, which is probably going to be better than mine, let me throw my hand at this definition of happiness thing. I think the definition of happiness is a very positively oriented, effective state that is derived from the complete fulfillment.
You're just reading that shit, aren't you? You're reading.
I swear, no.
You're reading that shit, aren't you? You did not come up with that shit.
This was what my eyes were on. This, nothing.
Is that what gives you happiness?
No.
Livia.
I was focusing, man.
Not a sponsor. This is not a sponsor. Wait, we can't say Livia gives you happiness, you guys. All right, cool. So say that again, since you said it from yourself.
Sure.
Close your eyes when you say it.
Okay, fine. I have to focus. Okay. Happiness is a positively oriented, effective state derived from the complete fulfillment of the base human needs and desires.
Say it backwards.
Backwards, shoot. Acrobatics.
Sharif, why do you say it like you're thinking of your happiest thought and you're about to produce a Patronus charm, my guy?
Very funny. Yeah, mistake. It's like when you ask a student in a class, It's like, can you define this? This is the definition. Hafiza, you know?
Yeah, he's
I'm
like,
focused
yeah,
on it,
he's like, and he's about to pull out a one, be like, expecto Patronus, bitches. And it's like,
Yeah.
fucking pig Patronus comes out.
Look, I think for most people, just the lack of, if people weren't anxious and they weren't feeling bored, they'd consider themselves happy. Just the lack of those two things, you'd be like, yeah, I'm pretty much happy, right? Because I'm busy doing something and I don't feel anxious. Because that's the number two, the top two things people deal with. But other than like being depressed, but usually like hatta depression is connected with anxiety. But people will feel like those two things, and they'll
I don't think
constantly
it's
be
only
on
bored, man. Boredom, you can be bored. You can be doing something, but it's just not very meaningful. Like, you can spend all your time on YouTube.
boredom. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, you can be on YouTube
But
all
life
the time,
is meaningless. Yeah.
yeah, but it won't feel like meaningful. It will feel like empty. Yeah, and you know it, right? When you know it feels like shit.
That's why money can't really solve your problems, I think, because you can have money and then what? So it's like you're still doing what are you gonna do?
Yeah,
with
and
money?
you can be anxious
there's
about
this
your
one
money
line-
as
let me-
well, and can create more problems too.
Let me say this.
Yeah, but
There's
can
one important line I took from J. Cole, right? He says, "Can't take it when you die, but you can't live without it." And I always say this when we
course
talk about
not.
money, because you can't live without money.
True.
You
Of
can't.
course.
You buy food with it. You buy, all the necessities of life with it. Water is now, something you have to buy. Whereas before you'd find a fucking well and drink out of that shit, right? And it's just like, it's why I say it rents happiness. It doesn't buy happiness. Because you're happy when your stomach is full, you're relaxed in a house, which you have to buy, right? Food you have to buy. When you're not thirsty, when you're, entertained, which is also bought. It rents it for you. What happens when you take money away? The happiness doesn't stay.
Can I say something? It is the happiness, because you are buying happiness, but it doesn't buy a mentality. Like that's
Yeah, you
more
can have
how
all
I
those
think
things
about it.
and be like horrible.
Horrible, because your mentality isn't like solid. But for sure, it can buy happiness. If you're happy with $100, you're gonna be happy with $1 million.
100,000, yeah.
He's super
Yeah.
millionaire, like super, super happy with that.
No, but for example, if someone doesn't have enough money for his kids, for his rent, it's gonna be super stressful.
And his kids won't be happy.
He's not gonna be happy. He might be like content with like the
Well, it's because he's anxious, dude. But some people, when they have a lot of money, they become even more anxious because they have a lot of money and they don't know where to put it, and they think everyone's trying to steal
that
from
goes
them.
back to the mentality.
Right.
A lot of people who have a lot of money and are just like
And hatta, a lot of that is even connected to like what we believe in. We, like Ali said, we're taught to believe in you have to earn money. You have to always be thinking about the future. I'm like, yeah, sure, thinking about the future works to an extent, but the cost of thinking about the future is anxiety. That's the price you pay. If you ever,
your health.
if it's betrayed it,
And it's not worth it.
It's not worth it. No,
It's not worth it. No.
It's a horrible trade.
Yeah, exactly. Pretty much.
Well,
Yeah.
unfortunately, we live in a society.
We live in a society. Speaking of the society we live in, why do you think money is so taboo to talk about? There are different topics that are. They tell us that
Is it taboo to talk? Is it taboo to talk about money?
Demonetized this video, demonetization.
Yeah, I think so. And some I've always been told like never talk about money, never talk about how much you make, never tell anyone about anything.
Maybe because of jealousy.
Talk about money.
Maybe.
Don't
Because
ask
of superstition,
people how much
man.
things
هلا
worth.
بيحسدوك يا ماما ما تقول قد ايه عملت مصاري بيحسدوك لا. It's superstition, I think. At least
I
in our
believe
culture.
in that though. That's like I actually do believe in that shit, to be honest. Like,
العين الزرقاء.
I mean, you don't want to be like.
it doesn't have a
don't
fucking
wanna
color.
flaunt.
It's just عين.
Right.
Oh my bad. Yeah. لا أنا عيني زرقاء. People tell me بيحسدهم كرمالك أنا. I don't know where that's from though. My Arab coworkers they always say that. أنت عينك خضراء أنت. إذا بتقول له سيارة حلوة حيكسر سيارته بكرة هيك. My Iraqi coworker says.
Yeah, I heard that too. Like people with colored eyes. Like,
Right? Yeah. I've heard it somewhere. Many times.
Oh shit! Wait,
Superstition.
your eyes are literally blue, Abbas. What do you have to say for
yeah,
yourself?
but it's bullshit. That's why.
Abbas is the sweetest guy.
I'm very humble guy. I don't.
Very humble.
You're
very
the
nice
most
guy.
humble.
Abbas is the
humble guy.
Not the
anti-me.
most.
Abbas is the complete opposite of me. I've noticed. Like we both are the same, but he's so much different than I am. It's crazy. It's very crazy. And you have blue eyes too. Hey, what do you have to say for yourself?
I have to say, I think part of it is this, that people try to control money. I think people at the top of the society who make the most money are trying to control how the rest of people have access to money.
Yep.
Because
The Antichrist himself, Bill Gates. Right?
Right, pretty much.
No,
And
not
so-
on the show. Not on the show. Not on the
Abbas.
show. Abbas, not on the show.
Yeah, I just feel like you have to be educated. You have to learn about money and how to make it work for you,
Yeah,
or else
of
you're gonna
course.
be a slave to it, dude. Once you're a
Financial
slave to
freedom, my only hope.
Right.
Fuck living rich and dying broke. Jay-Z.
Hey,
Yes, Jay-Z. That's true. It's true. And yeah, Jay-Z did something really cool. A lot of rappers, they toss their money on like cars and parties and stuff. But Jay-Z realized that, hey, I can actually use the money I have and do something with it that can build me more money
He's an investor.
in the
He
future.
is. And now he freaking owns the music industry.
Right. Speaking
Right?
out, do you think you can ever have too much money?
Yeah.
How
yes.
about that?
Yeah.
At what point do you have too
Yeah.
much money?
When you can buy anything
Wait,
you ever
I
want.
have a question. Too much
I'll
from what
tell you.
perspective?
I want to hear their answers, and then I'll give you my answer of what too much money is and why it is a problem. You guys?
I would say
think-
maybe like if you can buy whatever you want and then 10 times of that and yeah, basically.
They're equal to y plus 10x.
I mean, yeah, it's like if you can
Whatever
buy
you want? What do you mean by whatever you want plus 10x of that? Like, what if you
Basically
want to buy
billionaires.
companies? What if you want billionaires? That's it. That's true.
All right.
Billionaires.
I mean,
Yeah.
okay, but
I'll
with
give you my answer
inflation,
here.
maybe
Yeah.
one day billionaires will become what's it called, like discredited. They won't.
Here,
It
let
won't
me-
be of as much value, especially with inflation. But like right
They
now,
control that.
but right now, do you really need to be a billionaire? I'm just asking.
All right.
It's a
Okay,
question.
let's calm down, Marx. Here's how it works.
Oh my god.
You can be a millionaire, man. It's like, all right,
Here's
that's
how it
enough.
works.
Like for me, it's enough.
Too much money, right? For me, too much money starts to become bad when it changes you. Now, what do I mean by changes you? Either you grow an ego that's bigger than your ass, or you start to become insecure, or you start to be paranoid, right? I believe that keep your money moving. What do I mean by that?
Offshore bank
save
accounts.
up. You can save. I mean, yes, but you can. I mean, no, he's not wrong. He's not wrong though. Offshore
Oh
bank
my
accounts.
god.
All the billionaires are doing it. They're putting the address of their companies in taxless regions and all that shit. But keep your money moving. Invest, grow, make more. Lose a little. It's fine to lose a little bit of money, right? It's fine to be broke sometimes. But to always have. Money's power and absolute power corrupts. Absolutely, right?
Right.
So
Yeah, what I would say is maybe like actually it's not if you have a lot of things. Like I'm just saying that for fun. But what I do believe that if someone does have a lot of money, so they would inherently develop this. If you cannot the government be listening to that shit, you're gonna be abducting for tax evasion. Okay. No,
You
but
gotta cut
what I
this
was
off.
saying.
Are you being serious,
they would
Sharif,
develop
or-
this-
No, just kidding.
All right, let me continue my point. So they would inherently develop this duty, this sense of duty, where they also have to give back because you are making so much, and it's a lot that you don't need all of that. So I would say maybe for the sake of like a better community and a better society that you could live in, that you could share the wealth, not in a Marxist ideology sense, but maybe, and they do it, through charities. But there has to be a way, like to be able to share that wealth. But I don't know. I haven't figured out the system.
It smells a little bit like communism. It's just a little bit. where share the wealth.
Okay.
No,
To answer Ali's question, I think I don't think there's such thing as having too much money, man. I think it just depends on how you spend it.
Right.
But it gets like the problem of spending it gets more and more complicated the more you have.
The more you have.
Yeah.
Wait, what's the difference between the expenditure of a billionaire versus a millionaire? They actually day to day, like month to month, spend
A lot.
money than the other.
But you have to keep in mind, most billionaires are worth billions, but they don't actually have. Even
It's in
$1
assets
billion.
mainly. Yeah, a lot of them are in assets. That's
So
what a lot of billionaires are.
If you're
in.
wondering how they spend their money, it's an investment. That's where all their
Yeah,
money.
exactly.
Yeah, this is
Pretty
what I
much.
meant, but this is one thing that could be like sharing the wealth, in a sense, opening the doors for others to be able to also generate their own wealth in a way. So not
Yeah, but
necessarily.
that's not what billionaires want to do, right?
Yeah, because
that's
they're all into
competition.
capitalism where they make the poor poorer and the rich richer, right? That's basically
Not
That's
necessarily,
not-
man.
Yeah,
Not
that's
necessarily,
exactly.
because like when they
capitalism
invest
is
in
the
a
devil's
company,
work.
no, but Ali, when they invest in a
Ah!
company,
Argue anyone on that.
And
wait,
dude,
wait, let
you
me
guys sell
just say
oil,
this.
dude. You literally exploit the world's
Now,
nature.
corporate
But
capitalism.
that's because that's how it has to play. We're just playing the game as it is.
Corporate capitalism is bad, yes. But capitalism, there's branches of capitalism. The one you're talking about, where the rich stay richer and the poor get poorer, is corporate capitalism, and that's because the government backs the corporates. That's not how it should be. Capitalism should be in a way that allows the poor to get rich, gives them the opportunity to get rich, and allows the rich and puts the rich at risk of being poor one day because they were overtaken by the poor.
Right.
Supposedly, right? There's corporate capitalism. The government backs the people at the top. It gives them the subsidies, gives them the opportunities, it gives them everything they need to
The information.
everything they need to stay at the top. That's corporate capitalism. That's completely different.
Cronyism, dude. That's literally socialism for the rich, dude. You know, when COVID, when all the airlines lost all their monies, the government was like, "Oh, sorry, here's $100 million or something," and they gave it to the airlines, right?
Yep.
You know how much profit those airlines have been making throughout the past decades?
The
Why haven't
most
they been-
profitable industry, bro.
Why do they need, yeah? So why do you need someone to take care of you? Why do you need the government to take
Yeah.
care of you instead of the people?
Exactly.
And if we are in a free market capitalist society, then why don't just let the game be what it is? And
Yeah.
all things rise. That's
I'll
how
tell
it
you
works.
why. Because capitalism was made by a country that's filled with illusions and lies. The United States.
It wasn't
of
always
America,
like that in the US.
right?
It wasn't
It
always,
wasn't always
like
like that.
Moto America.
Sorry.
that. Don't say, hey, Sharif. No.
You
I
can't
don't
say
like
that.
that stuff.
Oh, you
Yeah,
can't.
don't
You
say
can't
that,
say
please.
that.
Yeah,
Sharif.
Cancel culture on that
I don't-
point.
It's not about cancel culture. It's about FBI on my back. I don't need
Exactly,
that in my life.
dude,
I
it's
really
like,
do
yeah.
not need that in my life.
Let's not be stupid.
Right?
Bro, I don't
You
think
don't
FBI have jurisdiction in Jordan.
Yes, they do.
have
Everywhere, dude.
They have jurisdiction everywhere. They can walk into my house and pull me out of my house and take me to the U.S. embassy, and that's it. I'm done. No one can help me then. They'll make me disappear.
If we had enough money, we can start shit talking and stuff like that. But we don't have enough where we can pay for lawyers and stuff.
No. I don't think
$5,000.
you can shit talk that as what Sharif was saying. No matter how much money you had, if Bill Gates was going into ISIS kind of shit, he'd disappear just as fast.
No, if Bill
Imagine
Gates
Bill
funded
Gates had a
ISIS,
private
ISIS would
military,
be the
man.
strongest military in the world. What are you talking about?
Actually, no, that's not true. Bill Gates only has what, $80 billion. You know what the U.S. military yearly expenditure is? Like $800 billion every year. You need
actually-
like
it's
90
reached a
Bill
trillion.
Gates. You need 90 Bill Gates to reach that.
Taxpayer money.
Hold on, what's
your
Bill Gates-
taxes are going to that.
You wanna
Which I don't even know.
here.
This is on my
Here.
ass.
I'm about to shut down what Sharif just said. Look at how much he's worth, though. If he
Okay.
sells all his assets and everything, gets this in cash, gives it to ISIS, bro, we're all fucked. Like all of us. Like you.
Obviously, we're fucked, but they're not gonna be the strongest military on the planet.
They will, because the yearly
Oh,
expenditure.
Okay,
Does it
keep
matter,
in mind
though?
this guy like dropped out from Microsoft and his net worth doubled.
This guy
Like
did not
years
drop
later.
out. This guy invented Microsoft.
But he left
Yeah,
it
but he's-
afterwards. That's
he
okay.
No,
left
he stepped down as CEO.
he
That's
stepped out and he liquidated half his shares because he stepped out.
Ooh.
Yeah, but
Ali-
he's using it to make other investments, Amir.
Make
So
money.
he's currently
Yeah,
the
but
number
bro,
one landowner
but
in
he-
the US.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I get
you're
you,
right.
and I
Oops.
completely I understand. But bro, he always masquerades it as, oh, I'm opening this charity, I'm doing this donation, I was working towards, cleaning rivers and shit.
Nice
but bro,
PR.
كله investments, yeah.
Nice
Cleaning
PR.
rivers.
Bro, كله حكي فاضي, bro. He's buying land, or he's like owning half the country, and he's like trying to sell it as oh yes, we gave 300,000 to Harvard. It's like, yes, okay, so they can publish the study you want. You know?
Yeah. I am donating oxygen to Africa.
Damn.
This guy,
That's
man, like,
The world is a cruel
and he,
and disgusting place.
It doesn't have to be, dude. I feel like people are focused
Nah.
too much on money, getting up by money. We have a lot of guests on our show. I love all the guests, and
Thank you, man. I love you too.
but the entrepreneurs that we do
there's no boy.
have some like business like heavy people who are just like, I don't hang out with my friends, I don't talk to my family, I'm just focused on my work. I just focus and I get work done, and that's how I make a lot of money. You get the money and then you feel free about the money.
Who talks like that? The Italian gangsters in 70s America, man. What is that?
Dude,
Yeah,
you know what
she-
we're talking about.
You get the money.
Yeah.
Get the money.
like-
I
you
know,
spend
Ali.
the
I know what
money.
you're talking about.
Paco. Oh, Paco.
It's all
Coin-
sacrifice, dude. Yeah,
Name
exactly.
drop
It's all
anyone.
I don't know, dude.
It's his
I feel
code
like
name,
people are
someone's real
too-
name.
People are too focused on money, dude. People care.
Yeah.
And if you care too much about money, it's not good. If you care too little bit about money, I guess you're also screwed.
I think I would much rather tell people try caring too little about money. You know,
Yeah.
go ahead, try it, see if you can do it. If you can do
But
it
I mean,
and it backfires, let me know.
But I mean, I think a lot of people know
That's
how to care less about money more than they know how to care for money.
What do you mean?
Like
You
spending
might have
it-
said some Harvard ass shit there, boss. Wait a minute. Yeah, that's
No,
true.
like he threw
I
me a
know,
curveball, man.
No, I don't mean that. I don't mean that. But I
Are
mean,
you referring to debt, you mean?
I just
So,
know
when
more
get in
people
debt?
who don't know how to save
right, exactly.
or spend. You don't have to save your money, or at least spend your money. Then like you don't
No,
have to
but
tell.
you don't
someone
think
twice,
those people
spend your
are all-
money.
Like the people that
Huh?
also spend a lot of money also care a lot about money. At that they spend a lot,
Yes.
Yeah.
and you have to. Money isn't just the actual money that you have. It's also that when people get obsessed about money, it's also they're getting obsessed about having things, getting obsessed about buying shit, getting obsessed
Like,
about
objective, like the
just
money.
having
objects.
materials, accumulating shit, you know.
More.
To be
I want a
honest, I
Tesla.
I
want a
noticed that the
boat.
richest people in the world are kahtiya, man.
Or
Like, if
what?
you read-
River, you know, mentality.
Or what?
Are stingy.
They're stingy,
yeah, when
yeah,
they're
yeah.
spending.
Mhm.
I don't know about that one, man. I think it depends. I've seen like really generous rich people in my time.
That is true.
Well,
I mean, look at the richest
I've seen
people in the
some.
world, like for example, Bill Gates and Mark Zuckerberg and
Yeah,
stuff.
bro. Hussein
Bill
Ayad,
Gates
man.
dresses like a university professor.
Yeah, exactly. They
Sure, sorry, I didn't. I name dropped again. My bad. Okay.
Sharif, one more name drop out of you. Just
They
Oh,
can
yeah.
save. That's true. They can. Those rich guys can fix a lot of the world's problems. They can easily just do that. Think of all the rich guys in Lebanon, dude. You know, all those guys can really fix
Fix
all the
Lebanon,
problems
bro.
so easily with the money they
100%.
have. But I don't understand why they don't do it.
Well,
It's a complicated
Kahtiya.
problem, man. It's a headache.
that is
Not if you have the
Kahtiya.
resources, it's a headache.
Isn't Saad Al Hariri like a billionaire, man?
Try having like
He used to be.
$10,000, right? And I tell you, bro, host a dinner for 10,000 people, or like 1,000 people, bro. You're gonna fucking hate it. It's a headache. It's work. It's a
No,
lot
he
of
got someone
effort.
to do it for him. man.
Party-
They don't
parties
do it
are fun.
themselves.
Parties are fun, dude. You told me to do it, I'll do it. Dude. $10,000 and told me to make a party for 1,000 people. I'd have fun, dude.
No, you don't do it yourself. They always get people to kind of do it for them.
Exactly.
There's no way
Also.
Jeff Bezos.
Yeah, okay, fair enough, but it's not that easy. I'm saying, you know, having the resources is one thing, and having the motivation to do the thing is something.
With
else.
great power comes great responsibility. You know what? We all learned this.
this is where we're drawing the line.
Great.
I think we've hit it. It's safe to say. Safe to
Peter
say.
Parkour.
Safe to say we
Peter
hit a
Parker.
timestamp.
Money isn't real. That's something I've really had to learn.
Money is
And-
an illusion made by
I've
a
had to
country of
learn, bro.
illusions.
The only thing you have is the time you have in the present, in the moment, dude.
That's
Other than
priceless.
Yeah, that stuff is priceless, dude. That
Yeah.
lasts you a lot
The
more.
most finite resource, man.
If you think you're worth $20 an hour, $30 an hour, no, you're not, dude.
Yeah, you're worth millions and
500
For your
millions.
time, yeah,
thousands of
your
dollars
life.
an hour. All right, so,
So-
you gotta set your own.
You're
rate.
worth thousands of
Keep your
dollars
head
an
up
hour,
high,
man.
King. Thank you for watching another episode of A to the Show. If you enjoyed this episode half as much as we enjoyed filming it, Ali, what should they do?
Buy Bitcoin.
like, follow, share, subscribe.
Thank you,
Say
Sage.
it.
I think anyone can buy Bitcoin.
Do it.
Don't take anything we said here seriously. This is
No
just a bunch
financial
of
advice.
guys-
I'm just kidding, by the way.
No financial
It's just a bunch
advice.
of guys talking about general world problems.
I need to figure out my taxes, bro. I don't. I 2 years
I'm gonna
time,
start.
I'm gonna be like,
I'm gonna end this before any of these guys say some incriminating,
Yeah, right.
So
I just don't know how to do my taxes.
Abbas, I'll send you the number of my accountant. He does my taxes for me.
peace,
I actually have an accountant. Yeah.
Yeah.
peace, love, happiness.
Happiness. Toodaloo.
Peace.
Woo!